Happy Monday, Thursday, everybody. I am not going to the foot washing service at church tonight. I stayed home. I'm singing twice this weekend as it is. Dana's on her way home. She's going to be joining us. She, of course, is paid to do church music, so she's out doing her job.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's me and Karen holding down the fort as, unpaid musicians here.
Right. Unpaid in this regard, for sure.
Yes. Though I will note,
something.
Karen plays recorders. Like, that could be a church gig.
Oh, it has been. I have sung for a ton of church services in my life. I have done many, many, many church gigs in many, many different ways, but just not today.
Nope, absolutely not. Today, we are doing something that's super fun to have just Karen on for a little bit, actually, which is we're going to play...
for as long as I can give us.
Dragon Quest II, which now, and I actually think Karen and I have differing opinions on this, is an extension of Dragon Quest I in a way it was really never meant to be. And I like it a lot how they've extended Dragon Quest II to look back now as the third game on Dragon Quest 1 and 3. And I suspect that... Yes, same, Frank. Thank you for the reminder. That's right. It's also Passover right now. I'm always hesitant to guess because every once in a while it does not overlap, and I feel really terrible about making that assumption by default. Thank you for reminding me.
No, it is absolutely Passover. So yes, I hope everybody's doing well out there. But yeah, I have a lot of feelings about this, but I have not finished playing it yet. So I am halfway through. I don't know. Am I halfway through?
You're approaching halfway through because I can weirdly, and you can do this with all your friends, I can creep on Karen's Steam achievements to know where she's at.
That's true. And I can also just tell you, like I just did, I told you where I am.
Yes.
I cannot find my crochet hook. This is going to drive me nuts.
So, Dragon Quest 1, which we covered on stream already, is expanded significantly from the original game, and they do that by way of adding 5 quests from Dragon Quest 2 and making you repeat them in both games. In slightly different contexts now. They've kind of written it into Dragon Quest 1, and it feels a little bit ham-fisted. I suspect that's the piece that Karen is not in love with for Dragon Quest 1. In addition to adding all of the trimmings and extras and collectibles that come to us by way of Dragon Quest 3. Now all 3 games have that.
Yeah.
The core plot remains the same, though. We go save the dragon, or we go save Princess Gwaelin and defeat the Dragon Lord. You still do those things. You just have to do a couple more things while you're around.
A lot more things, and a lot more stuff, and a lot more people.
But Dragon Quest 2 was originally the dark horse of the franchise. By far, a year ago, if you would have asked people to rank the games, hardcore Dragon Quest players, people much more invested in the franchise than I, would have told you Dragon Quest 2 is in conversation for the worst of the bunch. And now, there's been this huge reversal of fortune, and most folks do not feel that is the case anymore after this one, which is so expanded. It is not just a 6-month developed follow-up to Dragon Quest 1 anymore. And we're going to see why today.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, I did not grow up playing DQ2. I was a Dragon Warrior person. I liked Dragon Warrior 1. That was all I needed in my life. That was great. I loved that game.
See, and what's wild for me, and I don't think I've told everybody else on stream this yet, Dana grew up playing Dragon Quest 1. Dana grew up playing Dragon Quest 3, which we did originally and now is the first game. Karen grew up playing Dragon Quest 1, which is now the second game. And I grew up playing Dragon Quest 2. Because I didn't know any better. I didn't know it was bad. Nobody told me, right?
Yeah.
It's what I had for NES.
Well, that was it. You know, I was very lucky. Dragon Warrior was one of the few games that I ever got. And fortunately for me, it was kind of a long one, and it was a very different experience from anything I had played before. It was my very first like role-playing game of that nature, where you had a specific inventory and specific orders of business, but open world, but quests you had to go and you had to level up and grind and do these things. Like I did not have that.
Yeah.
I had Mario and Zelda.
And my first one was actually the first Final Fantasy game, and I'm much more in tune with that franchise. The only Dragon Quest title I played before Dragon Quest VIII on PS2 was Dragon Quest II on NES. I missed the entirety of the rest of the franchise until I was an adult. And you basically had to look up a walkthrough, and when you have to grind in Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior 1, you at least feel like everything is attainable throughout the NES version of the game. Your stats are low, you know what you need to do, and what you need to do is kill 1 million slimes, goblins, centaurs, whatever, until you're level 20, at which point you can finish the game. In Dragon Quest II, the mechanics are complicated enough, and the monsters are mean enough, that it never feels like you can confidently enter and win. So the guide. But that's been significantly repaired, and I'll note we are going to be playing on easy can't die mode because this game is very long now, and we don't have time to sit around and grind. So all that combat stuff is going to go away. I'll discuss it when it's relevant. But
that's cool.
This now thinks of us as knowing what happens in both Dragon Quest III and Dragon Quest I, and it becomes a multi-generational conflict in a way the original was not written to be, which is also a thing we'll have to talk about. But let's have at it.
Yeah, for sure.
We want English accents. I love, like, the Scottish accents of a lot of the cast in the English voices. I think it's really charming. People are split on this choice. I'm always a fan of it for modern, new players, but especially in Dragon Quest I, if anybody's picking this pair up, I would advise you to try Dragon Quest I without this at first. Without being explicitly shown where to go on the map. You have to talk to people and figure it out for yourself.
Right.
For Dragon Quest II and III, it gets a lot more abstract, and I feel like it's really helpful, but take a taste of the 1980s sometime and play one of these three without this at some point. Yeah. You'll appreciate it.
Can you put it in Discord?
Oh, I thought I had. But I had to restart it. Yes, you're just missing some menuing, Karen. It is now in Discord for you.
Thanks.
Yep. Thank you for the reminder, because I was about to actually hit go on this thing totally without you. That would have been super mean. Okay.
Don't do that.
The default difficulty is easier than the NES, but is still Dragon Quest hard. The hard mode difficulty is for people who hate yourself. I'm sorry. Nobody should be doing this. And again, we're doing easy mode.
But this is one of the things that gets me about the updates is that, and I don't know, again, whether this was the case in the later NES, like DQ2 and 3, but when they retrofitted the series to be a series together, it's like they changed all the spellings and the creature names and everything in a way that, to me, the original NES Dragon Warrior 1 had a flavor to it. It was very medievalist, and it was not juvenile. And when they started changing these names of the characters and the villains and whatever have you, it turned into puns. It turned into silliness in a way that, to me, really detracts from what the original game was.
That's a mixed bag, because the original Japanese has always been puns.
That may very well be.
So the translation is more accurate to the original Japanese, but I do agree that there's a maturity to the first 3 Dragon Quest titles where they avoid those puns.
Well, but they're all in these now.
Yes, they are. Everything has been made to the aesthetics of Dragon Quest 8 and 11 now. And the original
and I wouldn't
NES
know
games.
because I haven't played those.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that really takes away from this experience for me, where I'm just like, it feels now like I'm playing some sort of hybrid of this original game that I really loved, that had a particular aesthetic, and that the dialogue still adheres to, but then, like, I'm fighting a lump mage. Like, what the heck is that?
Yeah. Worth a note here, the voice here, assuming you're not playing Dragon Quest II as the first of these, and you should not be, this voice is the Fairy Queen. who exists in both of the previous two titles, telling the stories of the first two games for you.
The nation grew ever greater and more prosperous. As the years passed, other adventurous scions forged forth into the unknown, founding new kingdoms in their ancestors' image. Thus came there to be 3 nations ruled by those descended of the hero and his maiden.
We appear to be about 200 years removed from Dragon Quest I now, by the way.
The first and oldest of the 3 was the Kingdom of Middenhall, named after the castle built by the hero and his bride.
Oh, my beautiful boy.
Thou wilt grow into a fine leader of the land.
My beautiful Streamy.
This
That's
I am
right.
certain.
The lighting, and I love the way that they handle stained glass windows in this game.
After Middenhall was
It's
founded
beautiful.
the Kingdom of
The art aesthetic of this trilogy is unimpeachable.
Oh
Absolutely
yeah, it's
breathtaking.
brilliant. It has the best water of any game series I've ever experienced.
Look,
The
husband,
water is
he possesseth thy steely
perfect, and the
gaze.
lighting is perfect.
Mhm. Even there's a slight film grain here to remind us that we are in flashback story mode and not the present of the game. And
Yeah, the
it's
colors are
just
muted,
subtle
it's
enough.
faded. Mm-hmm.
Aside from Streamy, how about we leave the other characters as default?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Otherwise I'd be very confused.
Yeah.
It is perfect, is it not?
The very height of perfection, my dear. A mighty name for a yet mightier heir.
It's worth a note that I think Dragon Quest II is in conversation for the first multi-character party in an explicitly Japanese role-playing game. Wizardry and Ultima 2 are both predating this, but they're also Western-made games that established the idea of what a Japanese role-playing game would become. They're not the exact mold, if that makes sense. Which really does start with Dragon Quest I.
Supposes the princes of Middenhall and Cannock might deign to play with our daughter when the 3 are older.
I doubt not, but they shall forge a fellowship most firm, as I did with my cousins the kings. But first, she will need a name that befitteth her station. And, after great pondering, I believe I have happened upon just that. Come, lend me thine ear.
All right, Paranel it will be.
That is true.
It is lovely. And her future will be bright. I swear it.
Thus did the legendary line.
Yes, all those ladies just gave birth.
Generation. Some years later,
I do have at least one friend who again looked like a model 3 weeks after giving birth. Totally unfair.
Yeah, look, we don't need to talk about that. I'm still working on it.
Thou art grown most
But
formidable.
look at that water. Look at the lighting on the water. It's just, it's so good.
Yeah. And even the ambient shadows coming off the tree to the left there relative to the sunlight. This is in conversation for the nicest applied lighting I've ever seen. I love it.
'Tis true, I was once a caster of no little renown, though now
Father!
alas, some matters
I
are
will
beyond
note,
even the
this is a
perfect
lot more plot setup than either Dragon Quest III or 1 gives you.
Yeah.
And you did not get this much plot setup in the NES edition of the game. You met the Prince of Middenhall, who's your character, you're done. And it was about as much plot setup as you would expect for Dragon Quest I. You start in the castle, you're done. That's it. 6 sentences, maybe.
Yeah, there is a lot, and there's a lot of that throughout the series, but especially in this one I'm finding there seems to be like a lot of cutscenes, a lot of moments where it's like, we're just getting exposition here.
Yep.
Look out, report an army of fiends upon the horizon. They draw ever closer.
Nasty Hargon.
Argon?
And it's an interesting choice to see the destruction here. Again, your two sentences at the start of Dragon Quest II NES are, "We heard that something happened at the Castle of Moonbrook. Why don't you go see what it is, child?
Right.
Get out." And only later do you actually make it there and discover, right?
No, we get everything here. And it's beautifully done, but it's just time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's less a concern if you're playing on easy mode, but if you're actually dying, taking damage and trying to, get through the game on a normal mode, it's way more time.
Yeah.
No! No!
Begone, fiends!
Father, what is happening? What will become of us?
But the real reason to do this is to imbue our secondary characters, the Prince of Cannock and the Princess of Moonbrook, here, with some depth. They're not just extensions of the first NPC anymore, which is kind of how they function in Dragon Quest II. Is we're meant to think of them as individuals. And it helps here.
They do have some really adorable dialogue throughout the game that sets up their characters very well. And again, I don't know how that compares to the original.
There's almost none of that.
Yeah, I figured as much, because it does feel like it's been updated for this game. It's really fascinating dialogue, talking about their relationship and, what they should call each other and how they actually should relate to each other. It's really well done.
Yeah. The other addition I will note, and it's a spoiler, but we're going to get there in short order. The Princess of Cannock, your cousin's younger sister, who's the fourth party member in this edition of the game, was never playable in the original NES game. You got 3 characters, that's it. She's running around as a little, 6-year-old child, and they age her up and make her roughly a 12-year-old child to your 16, 17-year-old gang otherwise.
We shall be together. I shall never leave thy side.
Come.
It's Dana.
Hi.
Hi, Dana.
Hello. Welcome.
And all the things. I have 4 beverages.
Been one of those days,
That's
huh?
sufficient.
Well, one's a giant thing of water. I'm just feeling kind of dehydrated. Sometimes when I perform, I think this is gonna sound wild, but I think my instruments steal
Your water.
humidity from me.
Yeah,
they steal my water.
That makes total sense.
I'm not singing or anything. It's not like it's the actual mechanism, but there's just the wood absorb. We actually have instrument humidifiers we use in the winter to keep the wood from cracking and stuff. But yeah, I think it takes water from me because I'm always so thirsty when I'm playing, and sometimes I'm really good and I remember to bring one of these, but I didn't. We were up in the tiny choir loft, so I'm here.
Very quickly to catch you up,
Discord.
we are watching the destruction of the Kingdom of Moonbrook right now.
It's cheery.
Oh.
It's not great. This
No,
is the opening
but
scene of the
beautiful.
game.
What a thing to
I will say, this is the
Start up.
best looking broken stained glass of all time in the entire medium.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just said at the beginning, the stained glass in this game in particular is exquisite.
That's fun.
And the water and the lighting, but the way that especially is conveyed in the stained glass in every area
Yeah.
is just beyond compare. And y'all know I'm looking at some stained glass, so.
And we have kind of hemmed and hawed over how good Dragon Quest III and Dragon Quest I look. And for all that Karen would prefer a couple things remain closer to the NES version, I've not heard any complaints from any of us about the art direction, and it is another step up in quality for Dragon Quest II somehow.
It really is. As good as the other ones were, this one, it just seems like it keeps getting better.
Mm,
The art
that's
direction.
exciting.
Yeah. It is just, it's a stunning game.
The color palette is just remarkable throughout here.
Yes, 100%.
There thou art, beloved son.
Air on the G string much?
When you have the Tokyo
Right?
Phil doing it, it really sounds adjacent to that, doesn't it?
But even like the melodic contour, right?
Yes.
And also the cello line.
Good.
Bum 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 bum.
Today is a day like any other, and now must needs be about thy
Wow, this is like
duties.
uncanny.
Pray, go into the streets of the city
Yep.
and walk amongst thy
Well, you're going to
people,
hear this a
speak to
lot.
them of their hopes and fears,
And
Is this the?
that thou
I'm guessing
might
this is
one
the
day
castle
rule
theme.
wisely
This
on
is the castle theme for the game.
and thence to the practice ground, that thy sword might one day
My gosh.
suffice to
And
It
protect
is.
them.
I have to take nice photos
Thou
this
art
weekend,
mine heir,
but I do
thou
have it
art
right here.
also heir to mighty Erdrick, hero of legend, and thus
But I have to
is
take
thy
my photos
future
so I can
truthful.
speak to Karen and
Thou
her
must needs
students
be
on
king
Wednesday
and hero both.
about this. If you want the castle themes,
But I trust
I've
that
got
thou
you covered
wilt
now.
well.
Yeah, nice.
Pray, stop by to see the item seller this day, Highness. Tidings oft travel fastest among those who cross the land in search of profit. There is much to be learned from such people, and thence to the captain of the guard, and learn that of the sword.
One of the things I like about this game that the original does not play up at all, and the newly written script, and Dragon Quest I also has an almost completely newly written script to really enhance and expand what is present, because it's very bare bones, especially Dragon Quest I, is that our hero here now, despite being one of the scions of Erdrick, of his generation, along with his cousins, our little dude right now cannot use any magic. And kind of has this, like, I'm not masculine enough feeling about it. Even though he's the physically strong one, he feels, like, weak and insufficient sometimes because he can't.
I never got that feeling, but it's interesting.
And they never name it as an impotence thing. But there's just a hint of a vibe of that. Like, he should be able to do this thing that he can't do. I'm going to critique Sugiyama next week and at NACFGM in my poster, because he had a very specific, limited vision of what video games should be. But within that narrow, specific vision, God, this music rules.
Yeah, he nailed it. He nailed his narrow vision.
This is the kind of score that you give to people like who have no idea what video games are but are really into classical music, to be like, see.
Yes. Yeah, Anthony Dennis, the webcam does not do that justice. I have a very unique printing of all 9 Dragon Quest symphonic suites, where the albums, the CDs of the collection are not broken up by game, but by topic. So I have a CD of all the castle themes, a CD of all the world map themes, etc.
Nice horn. Oh, what a nice thing to come home to.
Yeah, the
I had
music is really good.
I had a great gig though, let me tell you.
Nice.
I the funny story that I think I mentioned to Ryan because it was in a different chat, but maybe not everybody else. 2 days ago, so this couple that I collaborate with, they oversee like a lot of parishes between them, at least 6, maybe 7. So I always like to check, like which one are we at for this particular gig. And so a few days ago, he was like all St. Luke. I was like, okay, great. Show up to St. Luke at 6:15 when I was supposed to. Doors are locked, nobody's there. I was like, okay. Sometimes he tells me a time and he's a little later. A little bit of time goes by, I call, and it was not, in fact, at the church that he said all of the masses were going to be at. It was at one of the other ones in town, so I had to like get in my car and haul over to the other one. And then I'll tell you, I don't think I missed a note tonight.
Nice, that's excellent.
I was so on it. Also, I was playing viola, so
Prince Charmless,
make
by
any
the way.
viola jokes there that maybe
and
it was easier for me.
None of this
But-
again is in the original. Prince Charmless is an excellent insult for a Dragon Quest prince.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Rude boy.
Yeah.
He's not wearing checkers though.
Yeah, see, here it is. Heir to mighty Erdrick, and yet unable to cast so much as a spell to ward off warts.
Wow.
I spent considerably
Now
less
saucy
time
rogue.
in dialogue with people I did not have to talk with in this game,
Oh,
just because I've been playing all three of them back to back, and I would like to finish.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I have missed some of the little things that would give you those contextual clues.
Stay
But
thy
that doesn't
tongue,
come
thou
through in the
saucy
gameplay.
rogue, is excellent, though.
yeah,
It does not come up in the game much. Like, again, the game proper. One of my ongoing conversations with my games literacy students is, what is the game? Right?
What is the game?
When are
Yeah,
you
you asked that
playing
today.
it? Yeah, I did. Dana came to my class. It was very nice of her to talk about Stardew Valley. And the first thing
'cause you
she
said
did, I
everything
have to
started.
tell everybody here, because y'all will appreciate this. She played a video clip where Julianne immediately was like, Ryan, you're ableist. Ryan, you're ageist.
And
Why
ageist.
does Ryan
Yeah.
hate old people?
I was trying to hate old people. It was so we were. I was trying to find, and like again, this was on the fly, so I was like scrubbing through trying to find the moment. But I pulled up when we did the Stardew stream where each of us did a season, because I wanted to show them Ryan like explaining why the game stresses him out, and then us realizing it's because he had that like document that was like optimized to the hour, telling him where to go, and we were just like, "You're playing it wrong, man!" Like.
Right.
That was the moment I was looking for. But yeah, the moment he was saying like, I'm not gonna meet everybody in town, and we're all like, wait, who are you missing? You know, and then he was like, oh, George, and then yeah, Julianne was giving him a
Giving you
hard
some
time
grief,
about
yep.
it.
Righteous
So-
grief.
Yeah, I was like, whoops, oh well, it's our stream, it's fine. But yeah, then we found the relevant moment. But yeah, got to talk a lot about like what Stardew is and what makes it interesting and all of that.
Yeah. One of the things I do like is that this teleportal is active right now, and this is true of the original game.
Oh, is it?
You can hop right in here. If you just
But
want
you
to...
can't really do anything with it, though.
I recognize this theme.
That's what's cool about it now, is that this is from Dragon Quest 3, I think, maybe?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But if we leave, now we are on this new island. We cannot get anywhere
Nice
interesting or
palm
do
trees.
anything except we can raid this barrel for a free seed of strength, which I will do. And if we really want to hear the world map theme early,
I feel like we gotta earn that, right?
No, it's just here.
it's just there for you. We will earn it, though. I won't spoil. There are no enemies on this island, so you can't kill yourself, crucially. You'll notice, even that brief flicker, the island is this shrine and nothing else. You're stuck.
Yeah.
No boat. But
You're
it
on
pays
easy
dividends
mode, you
later.
can't do that anyway.
No, I can't die anyway. One of the conveniences I do approve of, though, and I liked this change in Dragon Quest 1 also, is you do start with a very basic set of equipment now, and it's the equipment you would go buy in Town 1.
Yeah.
That's just a matter of saving you some time. But we can't cast spells. What we can do is train really well with our guard captain friend. Let's go do that.
Highness, come, the practice ground awaiteth, though I fear there is precious little left for me to teach thee.
The faux Elizabethan Shakespearean awaiteth, exceedeth it, absolutely does come from the original English translation of this trilogy.
I like it.
And that's what I'm talking about. There's such a dichotomy between the way that they're couching the dialogue and the names and the scenery with the names of the enemies. and having them be like, you know, these witty puns, but they don't fit to me.
Friend, what misfortune hath
And it's
befallen?
jarring. It's distracting to me how disorienting it is to have, you know, this lofty language and be fighting, you know, I don't know. I can't even think of any of them right now.
That feels like almost more D&D like to me, that there's like the silliness with the sort of highbrow,
Yeah.
which is also, you know, something that Ryan and I
Oh,
said
right.
we
I
really
forgot to
appreciated
talk to
about
the
D&D
guard in the
movie, right?
castle here. He'll tell you that he has a brother who's a guard at Moonbrook, and it's this guy. The red guy now.
My wounds matter not. The king, I must speak with him. Please.
Yeah, I get a comedy from
Of
the
course. His
like
Majesty will see
overdone,
him, surely.
exceedeth.
We will take you there.
I mean, it is excessive.
There's a point
these
in
remakes.
Chrono Trigger does this also, where like monster names are like mayonnaise bitch.
What is the
Right,
meaning
like-
of this?
Right,
What hath befallen thee, friend?
right. And you're like, how does that fit with
Majesty,
this?
Moonbrook
Right?
Castle.
Because, and again, going back to the original Dragon Warrior 1, the language and the names and everything was much more even keeled. It fit. It all fit within a general aesthetic that I don't quite see being carried through here. But it's different in very minute ways.
Brother.
Yeah, the way I reconcile it is the same way that, for me, when I see Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, Akira Toriyama's other big work, I see relatively serious names with the puns hidden away a little bit. You have Goku and Vegeta instead of, and Vegeta's close, instead of Kakarot, right? And Carrot is the character's main name. But it's not used very often. It's just Goku most of the time, which is a more neutral name than all the Saiyans have veggie names.
It seemeth ill deeds are afoot in the kingdom of Moonbrook, but we do not yet know the full truth. Pray, do not speak of this until such time as the facts of the matter have been ascertained, lest panic spread needlessly.
Also,
among the populace.
in 2026, where's our politician like this? Don't make news when we don't need to make news. Let's stay calm and verify facts.
Child,
Give me that guy in charge.
What radical idea is that?
This is just gonna keep making me laugh.
Because it's so close, yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them are not this on the nose. This is kind of egregious in a way that I love.
Yeah, I do too.
All right.
another
The number
such
of times I've had to
tragedy
do that
befell our
one for
world
weddings
some
too. It's just like
decades
burned in
since.
my brain.
Yeah.
A monstrous horde laid waste to the land of Render.
I think I have all the parts memorized. Like, not just mine.
Commanded by one who styled himself High Priest Hargon, fearful that the High Priest's minions might
Hargon.
make Middenhall their next port of call. My father did shore
High
up
Priest
the
minions
kingdom's
might make
defenses
Middenhall.
and
That's
set
a lot of
his men to
M's.
watch for
Minions might make
monsters on the
Middenhall.
horizon. I must
Little vocal
confess
warm up.
that the further the tragedy drifted
If you're
in
coming
time,
to this as the
the
third
more
game
I
in this
thought
new
the days
trilogy,
past.
Hargon as a name will be familiar to you.
The similarities
That is
between
true.
the assault just now reported and the one my father could this be another?
And we have to go on a
Ragnarok?
quest to figure out
I
why.
hardly dare believe it.
That's right. Our young prince does not
We must
know.
ascertain the facts of what hath befallen Moonbrook as soon as we are able. I would have thee journey to Cannock, there to share these unfortunate tidings with the king of that realm. None can afford to remain ignorant if the horde is abroad. Thence, thou must visit Moonbrook.
The horde is
to see with
abroad.
thine own eyes what hath befallen it. I must needs remain here to see to our defenses, as my father did before me. Wilt thou bear this burden on my behalf, beloved son?
But thou must.
Is that what he says if you say
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
But thou must.
That's how, and that came from the original, which I loved.
Yes.
It's like you can't say no.
And that one's in the NES translation. Also, it is a specific callback to the end of Dragon Quest 1.
Ere he became the first and greatest king of this land, thine ancestor.
I like that they give you a choice. Like they could just not.
Right.
The Dragon Lord, this necklace was presented unto him by a certain fair maiden with whom he did forge a firm and lasting bond on his travels. It shall surely aid thee on thy path.
I think, though I'd have to look it up to be sure, I think the addition of the relics is new to Dragon Quest II now. This is Princess Gwaylen's necklace, which does factor into Dragon Quest I briefly, and it does in the original as well. But now these relics are handed down as artifacts throughout the generations, and it really does help connect these games a little bit.
From there, cast thine eyes northward, and thou shalt espy the castle of Cannock, as thou well knowest. In Cannock and Moonbrook both are to be found others, through whose veins floweth the blood of
Yes, we got to go party with our cousins. Let's go do it.
Take care, my child.
So I don't know if I don't even remember if I told this story, because I was just recently like reminded of it. But I if I brought it up, I may have told this before. But somebody I grew up with, we were playing the first or the third one. They both have the "But Thou Must" and the person playing, the girl I grew up with, kept trying to say no, and realized like there wasn't some like secret, if you said no a bunch of times, right?
Right.
And just goes, "That's what you think," and shut the console off. And as far as I know, never played the game again.
That's amazing. I love that.
She wasn't somebody who really liked RPGs, so like there wasn't like a big chance of her coming back to it. She was bigger on like Mario and Sonic, but
all right. I'm going to let this play a little bit because this one is much slower than the others.
Mm-hmm.
It is pretty though.
Ooh.
I like that there are some like little melodic or thematic references to the world map of DQ1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely connections where you're like, yes, I see.
Oh, the orchestration here is chef's kiss.
Yeah, I don't know who. I think. No, we do know who actually. It's Sugiyama himself who did this before he died.
Which is a way to go out,
Yeah, it's really good.
Well, and I don't think I'll ever.
I really like
it.
this right here. There's the pluck of the harp, along with a very articulated, like, short bow stroke.
Yeah.
That timbre together is really cool.
Yeah, Jordan, and that was the way it was here too, right? And we have the modern convenience where I can press the button and see the map. But look, go west until you hit left wine, and it's called left wine because it's to the left, in case you're a huge moron, right? And then go north to the castle. You'll figure it out from there. All right, let's do it. The little sparkly things were been added to all three games. I think this is just a fun way to get you off of literally the road.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
It can be quite a distraction, though. They're obviously not always useful.
Yeah, I forgot how slow combat is. Hold on a second, team. There we go.
Such a weird battle theme. And I think that's only brought out for me in the orchestration. Like it has a lot of things in common with the other two battle themes in this trilogy, but like something about I might need to hear it a couple other
this
times.
is the weak battle theme.
It has the little slide descent down, right? Our little stinger into it.
The stinger's great,
like,
yeah.
To me, this is the least memorable.
Yeah.
Yes.
The melody's not as good.
No, the Dragon Warrior 1 battle theme is pristine. I mean, it's
so good.
It's ugly and crunchy, and it sticks in your brain. That one just doesn't.
And I think 3 is a really excellent battle theme as well.
I do like the stinger here quite a bit in the orchestration. No problem with that.
Yeah, this melody, like right off the bat, the turn almost like works against it.
Yes, I agree.
That's similar to what's in the one for 3.
Yes.
Ooh, hello, Pizzicato.
The blending of the harp with the pizzicato strings here is sublime.
Yeah.
By the way, there is currently nothing of use in Left Wine. We're going to walk past it and then not visit.
They have some of the best horn players in the world in Tokyo, I swear. Just absolutely glorious. Like, I've heard good horn, like, writing in a lot of places in games, but they're, like, the performance, I just keep being in awe of how the horns sound, you know?
Yeah, it's wild.
It's wild how good they are.
I own Dragon Quest III's symphonic suites as recorded by both Tokyo and London. And I like both of those orchestras, but the Tokyo players know how to play this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with Jordan's take here that in a modern Japanese role-playing game, and this is even Sea of Stars, this is true. The overworld map is the container for the puzzles and the challenges. And in Dragon Quest III, the overworld map is not a safe space in these 3 games. Right? This is the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
This is, you're playing the game now. Right? Where's the game?
Where's the game? It's here.
Oh, I do need to enter Left Wine, though. Hold on.
So pretty.
That water. What is happening there? Right?
Yeah, we've loved the water throughout.
All right, Left Wine's great. Okay, on to Cannock. Sorry, team. We got places to be. We'll come back. I will say, if you just follow the road, and this is true of the NES game as well, it's a different color tile, right? It's not pretty. But you'll get to where you're going to get you to Cannock Castle in Dragon Quest II. I don't know how true that is of Dragon Quest 1. I think you run out of road pretty quickly. You just have to start exploring.
Yeah, you really don't have roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Yeah, the second game is slightly better on that front.
I feel much better hydrated. I have peppermint tea and this giant thing of water, which I've done a number on already.
Nice.
I'm also having peppermint
to see if
tea.
I have a mint on me. I might.
Also, in the choir loft, they had a dish of lozenges, for the choir, for the singers.
Oh yeah.
But it was the honey Ricola, and I grabbed one. Those are awesome.
Yeah.
They are. I just had
Singers
one of those
know
with my peppermint
to
tea
get the
with
good
the same
stuff on
person.
that front.
I did a little spring cleaning of the house today and kicked up a lot of dust, and my allergies are bothering me.
The 3D pan here and the height of the town now blows me away for this particular town.
It's just beautiful.
It's really difficult on the NES because of tech limitations to convey height in a way that's romantic, if that makes sense. What is a vista,
really like
right?
The greenery, all the plants and the trees and the shadows off the trees.
And the lack of a focus on the front tree right now,
It's beautiful.
that's impossible. right? So
yeah,
good.
the sense of perspective, but also like the little tiny bugs in the background, the little butterflies, and the way that little tiny things float through the air, and the little dust motes floating in the
Beautifully
sun.
done.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see the little beams of light with things glistening in them, and you're like, just the fact that there's that much attention to detail makes you kind of like want to cry.
Yeah. I, mean,
I
this
will
whole series
point out,
has been doing that.
in part, I'm saying this because our stream started with these games. There are strong rumors that the next game to get this treatment will be Chrono Trigger.
Be still my heart. What will I do with myself?
Yeah, Owen,
Play
come on
that game
here.
forever.
Hold on a sec, people. I gotta grab Owen a charger.
We'll just sit here and listen to not Aaron the G-string.
Yeah, sounds great. Where's it plugged into right now? Holy cow.
Dear Black thing.
Oh, I got it. Okay. So do you have the power plug upstairs? Okay, great. Here, take this and go. Good night, Owen. Gotta have a phone charged for tomorrow, you know. Lots of spring breaking to do yet.
Yeah.
All right, King and Queen number 2.
Well met, young men.
Okay.
How thou art grown since
Having
last
now
we
listened
saw
to
thee.
it, I can
Yet
proclaim this is
before
Aaron the
thou
C-string.
suggesteth all is far from well.
Sounds. Moonbrook is fallen. Her army
Sounds.
laid waste by a vast horde of fiends.
I love his accent.
As thou sayest, we have
Sounds.
but
The
one
voice acting
soldier's
is
work.
good, even if it's a little
It
overdramatic at
behooves us
times.
to learn the truth before acting unduly. Wait,
We can't say
pray,
that they didn't
take
commit.
our boy with
Speaking of
They
committing to the
committed.
bit,
Though some regard him as
I'm not going to
something
say what it
of
is
a
because I want
great
to surprise
sort,
everybody,
he is
but at
assiduous in his
NACFGM,
daily training
I got
with
asked to play
sword and
violin again.
spell.
And I was asked, would you be comfortable with a speaking role? So I'm going to be making my acting debut
Excellent.
at the recital this year.
Daddy, if you were looking for that wayward
I am
brother of
very
mine,
excited.
I'm afraid you shan't find him here. He set off for the wellspring of the hero earlier this morn.
even now. He marches
Again,
drumming
the
time.
princess in the lower right of the frame right now who pops in and says, "Hey, the prince is out."
Yet I could
That's
not
her
forgive
only
myself
line
wert thou
in Dragon
to
Quest II,
penniless and
NES.
any harm were to befall.
Doesn't pass the Bechtel
Wouldst thou
test.
be willing to
And
journey
here,
to the wellspring of the hero
She's going to
and
accompany us right now, and she becomes a fully playable 4th character later.
Forgive us for
Yep.
troubling
Good.
thee so, but we should be ever grateful.
Once thou hast located our boy, do see he is returned to the castle. There are matters I would see discussed.
Oh, man.
We'll go get our cousin. It's great.
I am really feeling the effects of this week.
No more?
Yeah.
We had a
Do
lot
not
of
know
days
that.
with no sleep.
Let us
Mm.
not
This
Yeah.
little one has an ear infection and a cold. There have been not a lot of sleepful nights. Is that a word? Sleepful?
The kingdom must
Yeah.
be fortified.
Oh, it's been brutal.
I'm low on sleep because I just have too much to do and have stayed up late to try to do some of it.
In here.
but I
Well,
at least-
apparently
haven't
my
had that
daycare
issue.
is closed tomorrow, and they
Yeah.
told us about it at 11:30 today.
Just now.
And it was not on the calendar that we were given,
Yeah.
that
that's
some
really
of us were
frustrating.
given. Other people were given an updated calendar. I was not given an updated calendar. And therefore, I had no idea that we did not have daycare tomorrow. And so at noon o'clock today, I had to replan
My darling
not only tomorrow, but also the rest of today,
If he is to play
and
the
figure
part
out
of
how to
the
get
sire of the
everything
Happy
done.
Hero,
And
then
spoiler,
so
it's not
does
going to
Darling.
happen. I'm not
It
going to
is
get
what I
everything
always
done.
say.
Yep.
But
Hey,
at least I can stay home with my kid tomorrow.
hardly think
So,
Mommy and Daddy Dearest would
there's
really allow
that.
me to join
But
them in
panic
trying to
ensued
deliver.
because that's not exactly sufficient knowledge, just sufficient time to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You must always say yes when a party member or anybody says, "Can I become a party member?" Yes, you want more than one character.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
Well, now that is settled, let us prepare to depart. Adventure awaits.
Oh, I like her.
But first, I must dress for the occasion.
this
Yep.
is so cute. I love
Step
this.
outside for a moment, please.
Why?
Push.
I love she pushes you.
Yeah, get out. BRB.
And then this outfit.
Oh, the little cape.
What do you make of my traveling togs? I sewed them myself, you know.
Traveling togs.
I love
cute.
it.
Honestly, you boys wouldn't know needlework if it poked you in the eye. When a lady
Ew.
asks for your opinion on her outfit, you say it's stunning or breathtaking.
Stunning.
Or if you're feeling particularly adventurous, sublime beyond belief. Anyway, on the subject of feeling adventurous, let us be off. Oh,
I like her.
pray do not stand on ceremony. I have a name for a reason. By all means, call me by it.
Matilda.
Now that is settled, let us fly to the east, over field and forest, and down into the depths of the earth. The wellspring of the hero awaits.
This
Cute.
theme felt like vaudevillian, like straight out of 1920s.
Doesn't it feel like we jumped
Silent.
100 years to the future there? Like,
More than
Yeah.
100 years? Like I just said, silent. It's like silent film era. That's a silent film cue right there.
Yeah.
It's Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
all right, off we go. She
Hey.
is so much more capable than we are right now.
Hey.
All right, out, out, out. I agree Chrono Trigger needed an update less than Dragon Quest III, even Dragon Quest III Super Nintendo. But they could use the exact sprites in Chrono Trigger and plot them into something that looks like this, and it'd be great.
I do love the world map almost has like a misty mistier, slower da, 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 but and then it just doesn't go on. I that little hint of it.
Oh yes, of the Dragon Quest I theme, you mean?
Yeah.
If I would let it play in full, eventually the full Dragon Quest I theme will play 2 minutes
Really?
from now.
Ah, that's cool.
And we'll start at that timestamp in the piece elsewhere on the world map.
Oh, nice.
You'll notice I'm not giving Matilda directions right now. She acts on her own, but does relatively useful things.
That's nice. Not always the case with
It
that
is
type of
nice,
character.
and it's because effectively she has infinite hit points right now, which is super nice.
Nice.
And infinite magic as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't control her, then
Right, there's no metric by which to decide what she can do, except it chooses from
Right.
a list, right?
yeah.
But the list is all good options.
Right.
I like this pun name, with apologies to Karen, Rat Skull, for a rascal rat is excellent.
The names are very good. They're I like the puns in and of themselves. I just think that they don't they jar for me with the level of the dialogue and the overall plot. I just don't feel like they fit. So, but that's no
Some
condemnation
do
of the
bother me
quality of
more
the
than
pun.
others on that front. The rat pun I just like. There are others I agree with you much more for what it's worth.
I have you now.
Yeah, also Matilda becomes a selectable target by the enemies, but she has infinite HP, so it's just like nothing happens if she takes damage right now. The ideal JRPG companion.
I mean, if you're playing on the easiest level, nothing's going to happen to you either, but
Well, no. The one disadvantage is she does not gain levels here.
not yet.
Right. So you kind of want to just hustle. We'll stop by this rock. Get our bag of rock gear. Yep, that's happening.
This is really close, right?
This is
There are
close to
different-
Dragon Quest 1.
Yeah, there are some definite similarities.
And I think part of the closeness here is that the original game had a 6-month development window.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, just it's
Sugiyama is writing a couple of these pieces almost as variations on what he did in Dragon Quest 1
Yeah,
rather
they-
than
they
fully
really
original
feel like it.
pieces. And this
Sure.
piece, you can see the bones of that for sure. It is Dragon Quest 3, the soundtrack of which will be making some appearances here. That's the real, truly expanded one, if that makes sense. As this, in the same way that the second Super Mario Brothers game has very little new audio, like vanishingly little, far less than Dragon Quest 2. And Super Mario Brothers 3 is the masterpiece, right?
Well, but Super Mario 2 wasn't supposed to be a Mario game, so it's
No,
kind of...
I'm talking about the lost levels though. Like,
Oh, fair enough.
no, Doki Doki Panic has a ton of new music.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
Yeah.
what?
But if you played in Japanese order, the second Mario Brothers game that we know as the Lost Levels is, again, it's a 6-month development window. Oh god, this thing actually is going to work. Let's get another one of these out and see if people will pay another $50.
Look at the water. Look at the water.
And the light beams coming down. It's like an Elder Scrolls game.
It's so pretty.
And the 16-bit sprites shouldn't work here, but they do for me.
They do. I think they do.
Just a short while prior, we missed the prince again.
Even the way water's coming down over the side of the thing we're standing on. You know, the trickles of water down the sides.
Yeah, the physics of that do not line up.
No, but
it
it's
looks nice.
Lovely.
Yeah.
It's more like fog rising, but also not. You know, it's water going down from where, I don't know, but it's just pretty.
Yep. Now, if you were normally playing the game, I would say you should not actually Chimera wing yourself to Middenhall. You should walk and gain experience levels so that you don't run behind, but we don't care about that. We're warping. In fact, while we're here. I will visit whene'er I wilt. Barging in. We've done a whole loop of the game now for nothing. No cell phones in medieval times, it turns out, to just call your cousin and tell them to quit moving.
Yeah. Need to put like a AirPod on the guy. Little
Right.
tracker, whatever you call it.
Wherever we seek him, there he most assuredly is not. We will catch up shortly. I love this, that she names it. You are both very kind, but it is I who protect Prince Streamy, not the other way around.
Yeah.
All right. Warping again. Back to Canuck. Again, you should walk. Don't warp early in the game.
When y'all are citing games in like a publication, you generally give the US date because that's usually the one you're talking about, right? Like
unless I
depends on the context,
unless I have a
honestly, of
specific
the discussion.
context.
Unless you're specifically talking about the Japanese one, right?
Yes, I'll give the US publication date by default. Unless the whole theme of my article is about Japanese stuff, and then I'll note all dates in Japanese or whatever.
Okay.
I tend to use, I think, whatever date is most relevant to the thing that I'm working on.
Yeah.
So sometimes
But,
that's Japanese or whatever.
Like, let's say we're talking about something really general, like the Mario Bros. Overworld theme. Like, it kind of doesn't matter. So I'll probably just go with.
You can go with US.
In that case, it's 85 either way. But like Wind Waker, for example, is 02 in Japan, 03 here. So.
Right. Oh yes.
I usually,
the
I think I
princess
usually
has
end
been
up going with the
accompanying
first
the prince.
release then.
Just put the first release.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always
For
do
me.
US dates unless it's relevant.
Yeah, it's not really relevant to the context here.
Yeah. I think then I would just like the very first instance of it would have been in the first release. So I would put that, if we're talking about like a theme.
Once brother has been found, I shall return to the peaceful humdrum of princess-ship. All right, let's go find the prince now. He's drinking is what he's doing.
Yes. Cat. I think Millie missed me while I was playing. Hello. You are ridiculous.
I could warp to left wine also, but it is close enough that I want to save the Chimera Wing for when it matters.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, here we are.
It's right there.
Horns, though.
I really enjoy the way that they build the towns into the world map, the overworld map. Like,
Yes.
They're so pretty from a distance, all shrunken out, and then you walk in and you're like, oh.
I can tell you why the pendant glows, and we're going to quickly discover that it glows in the presence of the Scions of Erdrick. The prince is, in fact, here. I can't open this one, can I? No. The fellow next door seems unreliable. Indiscipline
Like
ariseth.
stench from a dung pile. Oh, hello.
very rascal I have been at such pains to find. Your father told me of the terrible news from Moonbrook, and that you journey there to learn the truth. Pray, allow me to accompany you on your expedition. I cannot rightly remain idle while my kin ventures into dangers unknown. What? Why are you?
Because I too heard the news from Moonbrook. That is why I've been helping the prince to find you, that you might venture there together.
Is that so? Then I owe you my thanks. And
I like that their fashion and color scheme match. You can tell they're siblings.
Now let us repair home. We mustn't keep mother and father waiting.
It is a pleasure to join your fellowship.
And again, here we are. Charlie Chaplin. Somebody's been untied from the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
Though I did not say it.
Sugiyama once said that he scored Dragon Quest II with a more popular music bent in mind. But remember that for him, that would have meant Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. But it's the only cue really in the game that tends in that direction. So I don't know. I don't really think there are any other cues that utilize piano like that or have that general flair.
There's a couple, but we will get there. Yeah, as a general rule, though, you're absolutely right. All right, back up to Canuck. Where sadly we are going to lose the princess. It turns out you can't have an infinite HP auto heals you character forever.
Darn.
Does she come back as a regular character later, you said?
She does.
Good.
She does.
And she's still extremely useful as a regular character, to be clear, but she's not a god anymore, right?
Yeah, no, she's an actual person with hit points, and you can level her up, and she learns things.
While she is with you in this early game, I don't actually think it's possible to lose. Even in hard mode. Like, if you have an infinite magic point mage healer in your party that auto heals you the moment you go yellow, you're going to win. And if I was playing on hard mode, I would actually take advantage of this specific time frame to grind out a bunch of experience. But we're not doing that. We're not here to grind. And early on, gosh, we've heard plenty of this castle theme.
We'll hear it a few more times.
Oh, yeah.
Father, mother,
fine by me.
I returned and find myself most troubled by recent goings-on in Moonbrook.
As do I. Though it is a relief to see thee. 1,000 apologies, young Middenhall, for my wayward offspring inconveniencing thee so.
My wayward offspring.
My parents would describe me in that way to embarrass me to people.
Mm-hmm.
They never have, but it feels like a thing my dad would do.
See? Sweet as a sugar plum. I agree. We made a marvelous team.
Allow me to offer mine own apology. If I had only been here.
'Tis of little import now. A calamity most foul hath befallen Moonbrook. Thy cousin, Middenhall, bravely ventureth forth to survey that place and rescue the king and princess. Should rescue be possible, I would have thee accompany him on this quest. Lend him thy succor. Prove that blood is a bond that none can tear asunder.
Yes, father. As scions of mighty Erdrick, naught shall stand in our way.
The road to Moonbrook passeth through Gwaelin's Gate, to the south and west of here. Take with you this parchment, and present it to the guards at the gate.
This type of
70% more yield dialogue than anybody else. Like, yeah, well, the king has to. That's,
Right, he gets to speak the most.
Huh.
I always think of these temporary key items that, like, this hall pass, if you will, that clearly goes to the one guard that's blocking your body physically through Gwaelin's Gate in the NES version, I always think of it in terms of randomizers. Now, like, what could you do with that if you find it elsewhere, right? Oh, she's not around. At various times in the plot, she will sulk and become sad that the boys are out having fun while she has to be a princess. Which, for most of her arc, is very much the way her narrative is framed. But off we go. Tutorial version is done now. We're playing, scare quotes, the real game now. Check out that water ocean in the background there. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
And a reminder, I am in God mode right now and cannot die. We're just going to absolutely ignore HP for the sake of moving through plot and hearing music here. Though I have to get sparklies. I cannot not do that. Okay.
Okay. I've now had sufficient hydration and rehydration and tea. I can move on to the alcohol.
Nice.
3 of my drinks were just about restoring hydration. But this one is just for me.
You have the pass, but you arrive, everybody is dead here at the gates. In the original game, I'll note this does not happen. This is a change. In the original game, your Gwaelin's Gate pass goes to the Gwaelin's Gate guard, and on you go. We have added to the plot now.
Yeah. And that's happened in all the games, I feel like.
It does not happen in
precedent.
3, weirdly. 3 is just huge. But it absolutely does happen in 1 and 2 a bunch. And I think 1 is the most affected by that.
It is. Yeah, it's a very different game than the original, and I get it, and I can appreciate it for what it is, and I really like what it is. I also just sort of selfishly wish that I could have had just the game that I loved remastered in this way.
Yeah, I love Jordan, though. Streamy awkwardly tucks the gate pass into the dead guard's pocket. We have to go on a quest to get the bottomless pot from Dragon Quest III instead, which will, of course, solve our flooding problem. I love that Caradoc is like, let's go back to the castle again, explain to Mom and Dad what happened, and then we'll go out and do this thing again. And the guard's like, you know what, man? We can go back to the castle. That's kind of our job. You just keep questing. And you think, thank God, because I've been to that castle 5 times now.
And you'll go again, but yeah.
I really I appreciate what you're trying to do here, man, but maybe we can just actually have our adventure. Thank you.
Yep. So now we're off to the northwest to get the bottomless pot from Dragon Quest III. And there are a couple such times that we're going to tie in the events of 3 and 1 into this game.
This is the other part of the game. Killer pillars? Like, really? Killer pillars? But also just the yelling of the spell names. It works, and yet it's also so bizarrely cheesy at times.
Are the spell
It's
names
like,
not cheesy in Dragon Quest 1 NES?
not like that, but also obviously because of the tech, right? Nobody yells them.
Right,
you just
right.
cast them. So all you see is the text. But no, none of them are named like Kabap or Sizz or whatever. They're
Oh yeah, I'm very
more
used
typical.
to like Sizz and Frizz and Cusses or whatever as the nomenclature for the franchise.
Yeah, no.
It's heal and heal more or something like that in the
Yeah, it's
original
heal
game.
and heal more, zoom, evac. Stuff that makes sense for the needs, but without the kind of, I don't know. I keep wanting to say juvenile, and I'm not quite sure that's quite the right word for it, but I don't know. It's just different.
There is something of a Japanese sense of humor bleeding into the English script here, is the way I think I want to put it.
That could very well be. Oh,
yeah. Right here. Some of that was just censorship as well. I remember in Final Fantasy 1, instead of holy as a set of spells, because holy would be a religious reference and therefore unacceptable, it's harm, the beam spell that only damages undead enemies.
Huh.
Yeah, heal, hurt, sleep, radiant, stop spell, outside, return, repel, heal more, hurt more.
Yeah.
That was it.
Hurt more is so good.
Hurt more
those are
seems
perfectly-
bad to me. See, I laugh at that.
Hurt more?
Yeah. Hurt more seems
those-
very comedy to me.
I think those are just more like neutral descriptors without any sort of attempt to be punny or humorous or cool.
Yeah.
And to me, I guess that fit more. Again, kind of like with the dialogue and the names of the enemies, it fit more with the general aesthetic on the NES.
Yeah. Something like Sizz and Cusses is a very Japanese language-based way of doing it. That's not a pun per se.
No, but
right?
just the idea
like,
that you would take something called hurt and
fire,
change it to
Fira,
sizz,
Firaga,
like sizzle.
Firada, right? Yeah, well, in Dragon Quest 1 NES, there's no elemental affinities for anything. There's no fire versus ice spell. There's just hurt and hurt more.
Mm-hmm.
And the new version of the game adds all the elemental stuff back in. Yeah, here we go. Most monsters are vulnerable to something. All we have right now is the Sizz line of spells, but we'll get there. What I do like here is that How could you murder those people? They were people, but you're just fiends. We're going to murder you, right? We're absolutely still preserving that difference in racial importance and hierarchy that Undertale is very famous for forming the correct critique of.
Despite not really loving this battle theme, I do like the strings go up the octave there. It's nice.
Mm-hmm. I think that Abra and Kadabra is one step too cute for me here.
One step too cute.
There we go.
We are victorious.
I love that he's surprised by it. Thanks, cousin. I think some of that is certainly true to Jordan in the chat. For instance, the voodoo mask enemy we just defeated is probably not appropriate in 2026 as a timeline standard, and I would not have known that in 1988.
Yeah.
The sigils are important to Dragon Quest II and show up later as part of the main quest in both editions of the game, but you've already seen them now in Dragon Quest I, where they are kind of ham-fisted in. In a way that expands the mechanics, gameplay-wise, of what's possible. All right, we did warp back to Gwaelin's Gate here. Now we've got the pot, which serves as the replacement for the Gate Pass.
Such a pretty swirly.
All right, quick jaunt through the passage now. Love necklaces of immunity.
Something about that. It's just so goofy.
Yes. The immunity to poison here is actually very good against the cobras that are here. That's why I stopped for that particular piece of treasure. And again, I've done no leveling. We are under-leveled at this point. So you're going to see a lot of me at 1 HP for a while.
Yeah, but it's the joy of the easy level, is that you can just sit there on 1 HP for the entire game and it does not matter.
Yeah. And I don't think we can go this way, but I'm going to check quickly. Maybe we can. Yeah, we're okay. All right. Out the edge of the gate. Oh, the other way goes to that cave island, which is of no use to us just yet. I don't know if you all can hear that it's raining here. But apologies, I can't change it.
No,
nope.
I don't think I can.
Good.
This cat is all over my desk. You're ridiculous. You're just ridiculous.
Oh man, do I have a love-hate relationship with the tombola?
Yeah.
All right. I will not be save scumming live the tombola tickets in this game. But there's one item that every player of this game should get from the tombola, and unfortunately it is the rarest rarity and takes about an hour to unlock. Gotta save scum. And the original NES game had a different and even worse minigame that was all random chance. And the same item, which is a permanent 20% discount in every shop. Yeah, we're on our way. It's Moonahan. We will not be here too long. Gotta make our way to Moonbrook Castle. I will run it one time for fun. None of these things are great, though the edged boomerang is quite nice. It hits absolutely everybody at once. Oh my gosh, okay. Listen to this fanfare. Wait.
Wow.
There's like a 0.1% chance of pulling that off. I feel like $1 million right now.
You should. You should.
No, we're never
I
playing the
admit that I
tombola
haven't
again.
been-
Die.
No, yeah. I haven't been doing much of that, but I recognize the
look at the attack
futility.
power differential here.
That's quite a fanfare.
Okay, yeah, only the main character can use them. That's fine. We'll fight with the claws now. Look, the dog. Yes. All right, we need to go to the item shop. I don't need weapons now, because I've got the golden claws. Okay, nothing else. We're not... Combat is now trivialized, even by this game's difficult standards. We should not have that. Here's a guard from Moonbrook. Remember, Middenhall red, Cannock Castle green, and Moonbrook... Sorry, Middenhall blue, Moonbrook red here. Cannock green. All right, off we go to Moonbrook. Which I think is just south of here, yeah. Oh, look at me with my golden claws. Hell yes. Man, it doesn't matter what my level is now. I did not get these my playthrough. So this is just fantastic feeling. I did get the edged boomerang, though, for Prince Cannock.
Yay, level up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the bad boon. I kind of do like Dragonfry, though.
That helmet should probably go on a character. But, again, we don't need it right now. It's looking like we're going to get through Moonbrook and call it a night here. Here we are. And I don't yet have... No, I'm just going to take damage from the poison. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah.
Oh, cellos are so good in that. It's just such a good cello part.
Yeah, it is.
Goddess, do you remember coming here when we were children? It was resplendent. Flowers as far as the eye could see. Shining marble from ceiling to floor. The Queen, so beautiful, before her untimely passing. Now all that remains is this.
This might be, because I'm pretty sure Dragon Quest II predates Final Fantasy II yet.
This is too much.
I think this is the first town on the world map that is actually a dungeon. Which is to say there are enemies here. There's no shops in Moonbrook, right?
Yes, it does predate Final Fantasy. You said 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Jordan, I had not picked up on that. Well done.
The beginning of the fight music. Oh. Well, now I need you to get into a battle.
I will in short order.
Yeah.
Evil such as this. Daughter, my beloved daughter.
Oh my.
I beg of thee, live.
He was already gone. I did not know what it meant to die. For a kingdom to fall. To have everything that one holds dear taken. Why would anyone? What was that? Could there yet be survivors? Quick, let us hurry.
I forget. All the way around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That we have to check, I think, here maybe for something. Oh yeah, I can't do it yet. Okay.
Even in these battle scenes, look at the light coming through the stained glass.
Yeah.
I forgot to listen. I got distracted. Get into another fight.
I was gonna turn off the fights, but I will wait. I'm sure that we'll have another one. Hold on.
My brain on
Here.
7 gigs. Yeah.
I'm skipping treasures here for now. We'll make a return later. Or if anything matters, I'll just come and get it off camera at some point. But we're here to finish this up.
It's been a long time since I've played Shostakovich in any form. Last time I played Shostakovich, I was playing 10. The 10th string quartet, that is. It was fun. It was really fun to work on. My favorite, though, is not 8. I know that, like, everyone loves 8, but, like, my favorite is 7. I love the 7th string quartet.
Oh, man.
See, as a non-string player, a lot of that's outside of my usual rep list.
Yeah, same. I've never spent a whole lot of time with Shostakovich.
I think a lot of string players are like real big fans. There's moments in Shostakovich where we get to play ugly is maybe not the right word, but like we get to have a heaviness and an intensity that we don't normally get to do. And so I think a lot of players like the sort of letting loose they get to do in Shostakovich.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the first movement has this like really twisty like opening line, and then there's a little like knocking, bump, bump, bump. It's so good. But then my favorite is actually the second movement. Is this like stunning, haunting? It's like a ghost lullaby. It's so pretty.
There we go.
No, Shostakovich never comes up in wedding repertoire. Not once.
Not even a little bit.
I did have somebody request what was it? They did an all classical wedding.
It must have been the sound of rubble or some such falling.
And they requested the Berceuse from the end of the Firebird Suite, Stravinsky. That was a kind of a weird thing to arrange for a string quartet.
I suggest we visit.
Mostly in terms of trying to cut it down. Like it's obviously very grand, but
to the shrine. Find her.
Well, that clearly was not the king. Whoever it was, it would seem they have other plans.
Yep, shrine to the east. We're on it.
It is the rummest thing, though. I'm certain I have heard that voice before. But what I do know is that our quest is not done yet.
The thickness of that string texture when it enters is absolutely incredible.
I knew you would agree. Anyhow, let us take our leave.
Yep, time to get going. East. You know what? Fine. Fighting, running, let's go. I have a relatively easy day tomorrow, which I'm excited about. I'm giving a lab exam from 9 to noon tomorrow. about recreating the sounds of birdsong in modern video games.
Nice.
So I've got like 40 minutes
Where's
of
Frank?
birdsong recordings from the Canary Islands that I'll provide to the students. And I say, isolate individual bird calls and make me 40 of those out of my 45 minutes of sound effect recordings I'm providing. And then make me, in Wise, 5 density layers of forest. The idea being more birds live towards the center of the forest. The deeper into the forest you are, more birds you should be hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And make me layers of combinations of bird sounds that sound decent at all 5 levels. And I give them, they're going to have 3 hours.
That's really fun.
Well, it's fun because it's essentially an exam, which means it's easy for me, right?
Yeah.
I give them the lab sheet, I give them the materials, I unlock the assignment in D2L, my Canvas equivalent, and then I sit and take questions and like help as needed and consult, but I don't really do anything tomorrow per se, if that makes sense. And honestly, this week I'm very excited for that. I'm more hands-on in learning weeks rather than getting stuff done weeks. But the end of the term is approaching. We have a lot of getting stuff done and not much more learning without consequence. Ungraded learning was a time for January and February.
Oh, Ravel String Quartet is a decent lift depending on the group you hire.
No,
but I would
down.
love to do that. That's another second movement that I really like second movements of string quartets. I guess that's true of symphonies as well. I dig a second movement. But the Ravel one's pretty great. As far as I could go into modernism without harshing the vibe. I did not go modernist. I walked to Josquin. And my bridesmaids walked to Claudine de Sermacy. I went all pretty old. Because we were in a very ornate space. And I just felt it fit.
I love this area. The colors are so vibrant.
Yeah, even
It's
the
also,
poison, which is all nasty and gross, is amazing.
And that is one shift that I really enjoy from the NES graphics to this remake is that, it was just the sort of like dismal green sludge before, and now it's like this beautiful moving, like living purple.
Yeah.
This writhing purple. It's so, so, so pretty. But it's still, I love that they kept some of the old sound effects. So like that little crispy sound you get when you walk on it is original.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the little step sound when you go up and down. That's original. And I love that those are included and they feel so well integrated into the sound system, the sound world,
If memory serves, the mirror is from Dragon Quest III as well. Though that's an anachronism.
Oh,
it's from this game, it turns out. Back to town. I just warped us, by the way. Well, I can tell you what is exciting it so. Let's go have an excite. Remember the dog that was following us earlier?
am I? Cousin Middenhall? Cousin Canuck?
Princess! Praise the Almighty!
But why are you... and why am I...
Well, Moonbrook was attacked, and...
But of course, countless fiends have set upon the castle. Father needs my help. Quickly, cousins, we must hie to Moonbrook's defense. Wherefore do you tarry so?
We are but recently returned from the castle, or what remains of it. We found no survivors.
This cannot be. Oh, my apologies. I seem quite unable to stand.
There is nothing to apologize for. You have been through so much. You must rest. Come, we will carry you.
I know not how to thank you. I feel much more myself now.
And full glad am I to hear it. May I suggest we rest here for the night before making for Middenhall in the morning? You can stay there in safety till all this is over.
No, I will not. I will not rest until Hargon is dead.
Hargon? The name feels somewhat familiar. Yes. He was the villain behind the sacking of Renderak, was he not?
So, Dominic, I'm pretty sure
He was behind the attack on...
it's implied later. The king transforms her into the dog, not the enemies. And it's to hide her from the people who are destroying the castle.
I did not survive to be locked away in a gilded cage. Besides, neither Canuck nor Middenhall will ever be truly safe while the High Priest yet lives. This is why I must have his head.
Worth a note here that she is the heir and now queen of the kingdom, unlike the little sister of Prince Canuck here, and absolutely does not even entertain the idea of going home somewhere. Right, we're out for blood now.
Don't you, cuz?
Cuz.
Your cause is ours, princess.
It pleases me immeasurably to hear it.
And yet, I ask that you allow us to return to Canuck and Middenhall first. Our fathers bade us report what we discovered here, and I will not disappoint them.
Yes, of course.
This is why I brought all those chimera wings. We're gonna warp to each castle, warp to Moonbrook, and then call it for the night.
Moonbrook Castle. I must needs see the aftermath with mine own eyes.
For now, I think it best we all get some rest while we can.
Hear, hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll play just enough more to get our new mission, and then do that next time.
Psst, wake up. Sorry, I know you are tired, but there is a matter of much import I would discuss with you. Would you step outside with me a while?
I like this scene.
Mm-hmm. This type of scene, by the way, is completely absent from the NES edition of the game. As again, the other two NP or player characters are just mechanics for you, basically. Though it is said that they're the cousins. That's established.
My apologies. I did not want to risk the princess overhearing us. I have been thinking. We are all three of us descended from the hero of legend, are we not? And come the morrow, we embark upon a quest to end the ambitions of the fiendish High Priest Hargon. At first I deemed it destiny. We three scions of Erdrick striving together for the same cause. Yet the more I thought upon it, the more my doubts grew. As the matter stands, we do not fight for the same cause she does. You and I fight to protect those we cherish. But
I like how the underlying motivations for the different characters are, gosh, I wish I was better at doing magic.
And anger that cloud her heart.
It's not fair that I can't do what the boys are doing and my entire family was murdered.
The princess's pain, nor replace her family. But perhaps we can offer her another. Though I must say I doubt she will ever think of me as family when I am constantly calling her princess. Do you think she would bristle if I called her sweet cuz? Perhaps
Yeah.
it is a little
Yes,
bit-
actually.
Cousin, then. Or perhaps simply by her name. On that matter, do tell me, should I say something foolish? I can be an awful blunderer at times. Perhaps even most times. Thank you, cousin. We two make a fine team, and so shall we three.
He does have foot and mouth disease all the time moving forward.
Yeah. Adorable.
3 paths lie before us. One to Canuck, one to Mid...
Nope.
Quite.
I know what order we'll do them in.
Just a moment. If we are to travel together, then I see little need to stand on ceremony.
Here you go.
Pray, call me cousin. Or, if you would rather, sweet cuz.
Sweet cuz. Like, who says that?
Did you hear that? I was right all along. It is destiny.
That's Ryan energy there.
What is this electric piano moment?
Love it.
No, no ambiguity that this is from the 1980s. What?
Okay. It's warping time. As opposed to morphin time.
Princess of Moonbrook, it is truly a relief to see thee well. Thou hast done me right proud in seeing the princess safely back to us, my son.
So dang close.
And you, young Canuck.
Yes,
I
very
thank
good.
thee for resolving
We
to
have done
accompany
well.
my son
We
on
are
his
great.
travels. I do not doubt that...
Alas, Moonbrook is...
Gotta give the king the update.
Yeah.
I see. So Hargon is indeed abroad once more. We must give thanks at least that thou wert delivered safely unto Middenhall, princess. But thou wilt suffer no longer while I yet live. Pray, remain here in the castle, that no further danger might befall.
Nope, we're not going to be remaining in the castle. Absolute bullshit.
Thou hast my thanks, Majesty. And yet I cannot accept this kindness.
Thou art. We know not even where Hargon is to be found, and yet you would seek him out.
I know where he's found.
wheresoever
Come on.
he may be and slay him.
We would, and we will not be swayed. We will fight to the last, for we are the descendants of mighty Erdrick, and this is our duty.
Indeed it is, and I applaud.
And yet thou must needs remain here and guard thy realm. We understand, Majesty. None can know when the Horde might strike again.
You speak the truth, of course. The duty of ridding us of foul Hargon and returning peace to this
Yep.
world.
The next generation's task here. We are passing the torch successfully. Wildly, Middenhall.
My son, thou must.
Thou must is always comical to me in the context of Dragon Quest.
That thou art of the royal line of Middenhall. May it aid thee in thy quest.
Excellent. Let's look at the world map quickly. You'll notice we are on the far east. Midenhall is the easternmost kingdom. Moonbrook is the center of the map. Makes no sense. I applaud the effort to make patterns where there are none, though. Absolutely our nature.
Dost thou love me? No, but thou must.
Yeah. Why does this guy have a talkie box
That
next
princess that says that has real tenor energy. Or tenergy.
to him? Yes, she
Sarah,
does.
PC, and I call it.
Yep. I'm still waiting for my
Which
shirt.
we also think that Ryan has in spades.
You'll notice the item shop is now updated with expensive stuff that we cannot afford. Hooray. All right.
Oh yeah, and you'll see Anthony Dennis music. We immediately landed on that spelling and then realized there's an issue with that spelling. So we have tentatively landed on tenergy.
E-N-E-R-G-Y.
E-N-E, yeah, like the energy of a tenor. And it makes it harder to tell that it's a tenor, like singer, but you know, that's the sacrifice we make when we make the pun in text.
That's right.
Glad am I to see thee whole and head, but what of the
Now the princess has to be told that she can stay here and not be a warrior again.
Escaped the assault on Moonbrook.
It cannot be.
We can only imagine what thou hast suffered, dear child.
You are kind indeed, all of you.
So, where next?
Nope.
The three of you alone mean to take on foul Hargon?
Better that than to live in fear. To live in a world governed by fear.
Valiant words indeed, my son. But this is not a fight that may be walked away from with mere cuts and bruises. Knowing this, thou would still venture forth to face him?
I really like that King Midenhall's like,
Truly,
oh,
the blood
Princess
of mighty
Moonbrook, you don't
Erdrick
have
doth
to
flow
do this
through thy
necessarily.
veins.
Watch over these
And
lands in my
this
absence,
king and
father,
queen is like,
over Cannock itself.
dolt of a child's son, you are not capable. Are you sure you know what you're getting into?
We know not when the fiends might strike again.
Fear not, my son, though I grew complacent in the face of such long-lasting peace.
Yep, the guards are going to be re-added to the walls, and everybody's going to be fine.
Ah, one more thing before we depart. The monsters we encountered spoke of sigils. It seems they seek them out. Know you of what they might be?
Sigils? Did they mean perhaps the 5 great symbols of power made so long ago by mighty Erdrick?
Probably.
This is cheating. They were made manifest by mighty Erdrick in Dragon Quest 1, but only this version of Dragon Quest 1.
Those who wield them. Power destructive and redemptive both.
But why should the monsters be at such pains to acquire them? Do they covet that self-same power?
We can only guess, as for it is not known where or in whose keeping mighty Erdrick left them.
But wheresoever
We
they
do
may
know,
be,
as
they
players.
cannot be suffered to fall into the hands of those who would use them for evil. And if
And
Hargon's
Karen can
minions
relatively
do
recently
indeed
tell you,
to make them their own,
you gave them back
then
to the
such
goddess
power,
herself.
Perhaps Hargon
Yeah.
too might be found.
Sadly, we can't just go to
We shall
Rubis and get our
endeavour to
answers.
discover all that might be known about them.
One last thing before thou departed.
All right, now Prince Cannock is going to have proof of being the prince. And
Thank you.
sadly, the princess has no such thing to inherit from her
Fortune
parents,
follow thee,
for
beloved
obvious
son,
reasons.
And shouldst thou ever find thyself in need,
Yep, we can always return. Look at the princess, top younger princess, though. She's all sad. We'll pop in on her very quickly, and then warp to Moonbrook, see that one, and be done. Sigh.
Yeah, that's the sulk that you mentioned.
Yeah.
The aforementioned sulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will note that all of these town names are the NES original town names. None of that is new.
Aforementioned going in the word list. I'm full of good words.
Be the self-same throne.
You know a word I really like?
Is aught the matter?
Is erstwhile.
Father kept the
I love that word.
That's a good word.
The emblem of the crown. But it is gone.
The purples and greens in this scene are just so beautiful to me. It's stunning.
Yeah.
The color choices they made and the lighting and the shadow. Oh,
And I love the left wing is missing because it's the broken piece of stained glass, but you can see the crest of Tantagel above in the center stained glass window there, the mark of Erdrick.
mm-hmm.
Guards! You are alive!
And so art thou. Oh, Highness, I thought that we had lost thee. Words cannot express how my heart soareth this moment.
The feeling is
We need a custom hugging animation here. They can't just stand next to each other.
Yeah.
Right?
No miracle, Highness. Only happenstance. In the fields of
Only
Thatch,
happenstance.
we were leagues northwest of here, making for Rippleport at thy royal father's behest. Were it not for this,
Why Rippleport?
the town is a maritime gateway to the rest of the realm. His Majesty had hoped to expand our trade routes and sent us to inquire.
Ooh, yes, we need a ship. That's what we need. Very good.
This sounds precisely the sort of place we ought to visit. With a vessel of our own, we could hunt our quarry across the realm. Though I confess, I haven't the slightest inkling.
Don't worry, we'll solve the ship next week.
Shameth me to admit it, Highness, but neither do I. Alas, our journey to Rippleport ended at the Dragon's Horns.
the pair of towers on the road to the west, beyond the plains.
Indeed, Princess. A great stretch of water lieth betwixt the two, one far too wide to swim across, and, well, without a boat.
Blast! For a moment I thought our next destination was decided.
It is. To Rippleport and then onward. That's correct.
Cannot even reach Rippleport.
Now.
You mean to? Alas, so long as the strait remaineth
Whatever. Give me a week, team. It won't be unpassable.
Forgive the intrusion. But dost thou recall the time His Majesty leapt from the highest tower of the castle?
Thou speakest of father.
Indeed. Our kingdom is home to a cloud known as the Windbreaker, said to allow its wearer to glide through the
Yes,
sky.
we will jump from the top of the tower with the Windbreaker.
Decided to test the thing.
I will note I have a Windbreaker in my home, and I cannot jump from the top of the tower.
Don't try, Ryan. Don't.
Different kind of windbreaker.
Don't try.
This one actually breaks the wind as opposed to just keeping you from getting cold in it.
Right. I will say, there is a sign at the top of my parking garage now that was added this semester that says, should you be up here? If you're feeling lonely, call this number immediately.
And furthermore, for that I feared how an
And I don't like that the university sees fit statistically to put a sign up there. That's not a good sign of the mental health on campus, honestly.
The princess and her companions, however.
Anyway, yes, we can all wear the Windbreaker together and jump. That's what we'll do. Yes, we will. Next week.
We shall use this windbreaker.
In that case, there lieth a tower to the southeast, known as this key.
Oh, good. Key to the tower, excellent. Now we can progress. The Thief's Key.
Pray allow us to handle matters.
I shall, Chance.
Yep. Ooh, all the red doors. Now, this is a Dragon Quest 1 thing come back to us. but our time today is coming to an end. We're going to go talk to the nun in Town 1 and save. In the modern PC world, of course, I just quit and close the game. But I love the idea of we pray to allow these fine folks to rest and meditate a while in peace, right? There's something nice about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Love it. Love it.
Karen making it all the way to 11-12.
I barely.
Absolute
I'm
ace.
dragging. I am dragging.
Well, we will see everybody in a post-Easter universe where we have less church and more sleep.
Less church and more sleep. Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Wish me well on my 5 more.
5 more still. Holy cow. Okay.
Yeah, I have 7 this year total.
Yeah, that's insane. All right. We'll be back next week with more of this, having a blast, and can't wait to talk to all of you. And we'll see you then. Bye, friends.
Bye.
Thanks for coming today.
Good night.
Hey, folks.